Hey guys, Strength Coach Jordan Ben here from Hockey Development Training. Today I want to show you a way to help release your hips and get rid of some of that hip pain that maybe you have from some overuse or not training the glutes enough to make sure that our hips or our legs come outwards instead of always being stuck in that internal rotation position. This is definitely specific for a lot of goalies I have. A lot of them will have tight hips, they'll complain of some pain on the outside, but also a lot of the hockey players as well. And this is one of the techniques that I've used quite a bit, and it's helped them loosen it up and eliminate that problem, and then we strengthen the glutes some more with some weighted stuff. But this is just maybe something, a first step you could take and try to help ease up some of that hip pain and figure out why you're getting it. So first off, why do you get it? It's likely from being stuck in an internal rotation position a lot, especially as a goalie. We're stuck here all the time, so we're getting tighter in the hip flexors. All right, so with all this internal rotation and getting tight here, the glutes aren't active enough. We're getting enough strengthening to pull the outside. So we need to recognize that we're in this position a lot. To bring it back to normal, well, we're going to have to strengthen our glutes on the outside. So instead of being forward, our knees are in the whole time, our legs are rotated in, and really loading the quads and the VMO, well, now we need to do the opposite to bring that back to normal. So we need some glute activation in there as well. So I'll show you how you can try to eliminate some of that pain and definitely strengthen the glutes and hopefully give you some better mobility and prevent some injuries over time. The first thing we want to do is roll out our hip flexor. So we're going to want to get it right in. We're going to want to find the crest of our core and then go just down slightly in here, dig that ball in nice and deep. It'll probably be a little bit painful. You can also follow or check out my video on self-myofascial release. So we'll do a lot of this stuff too. We'll also loosen the glutes up. We'll get in on the hip flexor and you'll feel it tight. You shouldn't have to move around too much before you feel that spot. So you just want to move around slightly, millimeters, centimeters at a time, small little circles up and down. And then once you find a real tight spot, sit on it there for a bit. And this could be something that you need to do for 30 seconds or maybe you need 4 or 5 minutes on each side to loosen up, and understand that it is going to be a little bit painful as we release those muscles in there. And just think of it as we've put them in pretty extreme conditions for a while, so we need something a little more extreme and probably a little unpleasant to loosen them up to get them back to normal. I'll switch sides now, help speed up the video. So we just bring that medicine ball over to the other side of our hip. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is strengthen the glutes. And it doesn't have to be done with weights. I will actually use a band. So I'll show you a few band exercises now. We'll need just an elastic band. If you don't have one like this, there's multiple things you can use. You use a bigger one, tie it together. We need some sort of elastic band. If you don't have one, you can easily go pick one up at a sports store. So the first one we would do just shuffles. So just taking a nice wide lateral step. Do band shuffle. It's as if we were in our stance on the ice, but from here with the band around, we're going to extend out, then slowly go back in. And we should feel a lot of glute activation as we pull out, hold, back in, out, hold, back in. So we're working on activating the glutes here with some abduction, pulling the knees away from the body, and then some adduction on the way in. We're resisting against that band. So there's one exercise here called the clamshell. So we'd stack our feet side by side here, and simply lift up and then back down. Up, hold, down. Then we'll feel a ton of glute activation in there, so we do that on each side. Another variation, we can bring our knees in behind our body, so instead of being out here and lifting up, we can adjust so our knees are back further, keep our back nice and neutral, make sure that we are straight here, ribs not flaring up or we're not too out of position. Keep everything in tight, feet are behind, extend up, back down. And we'll really feel that in the glutes. Another one, from here into a glute bridge. So we're keeping our feet, our knees spread apart from each other. And raising up, hold, down, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it'll show you so you can see the knee spread here. So obviously the band wants to pull my knees in. We're keeping them outside. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Another way we can work is by pulling our knees outwards. So from here, abduct, slowly go back in. You can also do squats with some band resistance. So these are going to pull our knees in again. We're going to activate our glutes to keep our legs aligned, our knees from caving in. Here. Side. So our goal is to get 10 to 15 reps of each exercise in to make sure that we have good glute activation. So along with releasing our hip flexors in the front and these band exercises to get good glute activation, we should see that hip pain start to go away once we strengthen the muscles that will help externally rotate our hips on top of being in our natural position playing where we always internally rotate our hips. So give these exercises a try. Best of luck. I hope they work for you. And first and foremost, I must say, if you're not feeling better, definitely get checked by a trained professional. So see a physiotherapist for sure. They can definitely let you know what the problem is and help you from there. So all the best of luck in your season, and keep working hard, keep training smart.